Howdy, hi. It is Do Your Job Sports WNBA Picks and Predictions for Wednesday, August 27th, 2025. We are looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, previous day, we go 3-3, bring our season record to 308 and 295. One team got added to the ban list. That is the Seattle Storm. It might have been the most egregious basketball performance I've seen all year. We'll talk about them in a minute. We will first discuss the winners. Firstly, we had Phoenix Mercury minus 4.5 at the LA Sparks. They win the game 92-84. Could have potentially been a different outcome if Rickea Jackson doesn't get injured and then doesn't play the final, quarter and a half. She still hit her PR, though. She was hooping. So the Mercury get it done. Sparks, it would appear as though they're not going to make the playoffs, especially with the Fever's win tonight. I think they're now 3 games back of the Valkyries, 3 games back of the Fever. There's not that many games left in the season. You only have, how many more games left? 6. There's 8 more games left for the Sparks, and they got to make up 3 on 2 different potential teams. Don't really see that happening. However, they do play the Fever at home on a Friday. So if you want to get a game, there is your opportunity. Do they play the Valkyries? They do not play the Valkyries the rest of the season. Their schedule is tough. Jesus. They go Storm, Dream, Wings, Spark, or Mercury, Aces. Yeah, you were losing a minimum of 4 of those. All right, the Sparks are screwed. We had Alyssa Thomas, PRA over 32.5. She drops a triple-double. She is an animal. She goes 12 points, 16 rebounds, 15 assists. I don't care what the odds say on all the sports books, if I had a vote for most valuable player, it would be Alyssa Thomas. I really don't even think it's close. If you take her off of this team is horrible. They don't move the ball. Alyssa Thomas does everything on offense while also being their key primary defender down low. She is quite literally the entire team. With no AT, get win. Then you had Rickea Jackson, points and rebounds over 19.5. She hit this in just 2.5 quarters. She got injured, left the game. I think that was midway through the third. Unless I was hallucinating and it was midway through the fourth. Let me check the box score of the game. See how many minutes she played. Rickea played 27. All right, so it looks like it was like towards the end of the third or beginning of the fourth. She went 7 of 11 from the field, 21 points and 3 rebounds. So she has 24 PR. She hits. She probably played the best on the team. It was either her or De'Erica who dropped 25. Azrae Stevens was non-existent, scoring 5. Kelsey Plum dropped 20, but it was like a quiet 20. Didn't really realize. Julie Alleman went 0 of 6 from the field. Didn't score a point in 34 minutes of basketball. Also, you have Julie Van Loo on the bench. I don't know why you don't play her. I think she's better than Julie Alleman, so I would put in Van Loo. Our losers. Now we get to the team that is on the banned list. If the Storm would have lost this game by like 2 or 3, I wouldn't have put them on here. They lost to the Fever by 20 goddamn points. How do you get destroyed by the Fever by 20? The Fever played 2 players tonight over 20 minutes who were not on a WNBA roster a month ago. You let Odyssey Sims drop 22 points on your ass, 8 of 14 from the field, while also putting up 3 rebounds and 6 assists. It's it's Sims. What are you doing? Then you had Aerial Powers come off the bench, score 2 points, and get 9 rebounds in 20 minutes. I don't even know who Aerial Powers is. She's 5'11", 170 pounds. She's 31 out of Michigan State. Who is that? I don't know. If you're looking at the overall numbers, team stats, Seattle, team rebounds, 21. Indiana Fever team rebounds, 42. They doubled up the number of rebounds you got. How is that even possible for a team with Nneka Ogwumike, Ezi Magabor, Dominique Malonga, and Gabby Williams? How are you letting the Indiana Fever's bench units double you up on the rebounding? That is atrocious levels of shit. If I see Noelle Quinn as the Seattle Storm coach this year or next year, I'm going to blow a gasket. She should not be coaching a team. This team sucks. All right. Then we also lost the over, 177.5 in the Sparks game. This one, it wasn't really close to hitting the over. Then in the final quarter, they scored 51 points. They almost hit this. There was a questionable foul called with there was a questionable no foul called with 4 or 5 seconds left when the Sparks turned it over. If they would have blown the whistle and they make both free throws, we win the over. But we don't, as they score 176. All right, that's the recap. Let's get on to the absolute nonsense the WNBA for us has tomorrow. All right, so we got 2 games, one of which should be an absolute banger. The other one, there's no point in watching, especially if Paige doesn't actually play. First game, though, Las Vegas Aces, Atlanta Dream. Absolutely massive game in terms of playoff seedings. Both of these teams want the number 2 overall spot. You really have 4 teams fighting for that number 2 spot in the Liberty, the Dream, the Aces, and the Mercury. They are all right there, ready to grab it. No one's going to catch the Minnesota Lynx just because they've won so many games this season. But the number 2 spot is massive because that means if the Lynx win out, you don't have to play them until the finals, which could be quite important. Aces 25-14 on the year. They've won 11 games in a row. Probably looking like the hottest team in the WNBA. Their most recent game, though, they screwed us over because they didn't cover the spread against the Chicago Sky, even though they had a 20-point lead in that game. Whatever, I'm over it. They are 2-0 straight up against the Atlanta Dream this year. First meeting, I think it was the first meeting they won by 15. The most recent meeting they won in Las Vegas by 2. I think it was on a Jewel Lloyd 3-pointer from the corner as well, if I remember correctly. Matchup-wise, they do match up better down low now that they have acquired Alyssa Smith. It's still going to be a challenge to guard Brittany Griner and Brianna Jones, especially if they're on the court at the same time. But they haven't been doing that recently. They've been bringing BG off the bench and then staggering her minutes with Brianna, which I really don't like, but it's what they're doing. I think if Jewel and Jackie can score, they should be able to win this game outright. That being said, I did take Jackie Young points under in the player prop section. First time I think I've ever taken a player under other than Angel Reese, and we've only done that one time. Atlanta Dream, 24-13 on the year, 8-2 in their last 10 games, so they're also cooking. They are still without Jordan Canada. Other than that, though, they've looked good. Previous 2 home games, they beat the Lynx and the Liberty. I mean, that's always good. Granted, they didn't have Fee and they didn't have Brianna Stewart, but beating those 2 teams is a solid win every single time. I think, however, they are due a stinker. Good luck beating Lynx, Liberty, and then a healthy Aces team. I don't think it happens. Next game we got is the Connecticut Sun laying 2.5 points on the road. They were laying points on the road. Normally, you would say, no. Give me the home team. But the Dallas Wings don't have anyone who can actually play basketball other than Paige. So give me the Sun. Give me the over. Sun, they've covered 4 games in a row. They've won 3 of them outright. Then their most recent game, they lost to the Liberty by 2. I don't know why they decided to actually start playing good basketball. They've looked like a top 8 team in the WNBA. If you were to give me the Sun in a playoff picture race over the Mystics, the Sparks, the Fever, or the Storm, I think I would take the Sun over most of those teams. Mabry's been playing great. Tina Charles looked solid in the minutes she's getting. Anissa Morrow, I was going to take her props over, but FanDuel didn't offer me any. I was rude. They just don't want the smoke. She's been playing great. Every night, someone just different steps up, whether it's Sanaya Rivers, Olivia Nelson-Ododa, Anissa Morrow, Layla Lacan. She dropped 30 points last week. Just some random rookie just goes for 20. It's okay, sure. Dallas Wings, they're 9-29. Same record, minus a loss, but they look way worse. They're 2-13 in their last 15 games. Once again, the injury list, it keeps on getting longer. Arike Gumbawale out. Lee Yu-Ru out. JJ Quinterly now out for the season. Tore her Achilles a week and a half ago. I don't know how I missed that, but I did. So really, you have Isaiah James, Paige Beckers, Maddie Searist. Those are the 3 players you have. What if I told you Paige Beckers is questionable for this game? If Paige does not play, the Sun might win by 20. In matchup-wise, that is what would happen. So I will take the Sun. I will take the over. All right, 2-player props. We're going to go with Maddie Siegrist points and rebounds over 19.5. I've taken Maddie Siegrist one other time this year, and she did not hit. I think she missed by 2 or 3. But now that Paige is questionable, who else is going to shoot the ball on this team? I could not think of any other people besides Isaiah James, Grace Berger. That's it. Haley Jones, maybe. There's no one else who's actually going to be able to get up shots. I think she's going to get 15 plus. The Sun don't play defense. She's hit this number in 3 out of her last 6 games, and those were all with Paige Beckers on the court. So you take Paige off of the court, I think she hits this with ease. Now the interesting one. I think this is only the second time the entire year I have taken someone under their player prop, because I hate unders. Unders are boring. If you're betting on sports, you should be betting overs because they're more fun. If you're actively betting unders, you're probably betting the wrong thing. But I will do it here. Jackie Young, under 15.5 points. Atlanta plays good defense. They have big guards. You got to go up against Ryan Howard and Alicia Gray. Both of those players are much larger than Jackie Young. She's played the Dream twice. She has scored 16 and 14 points, both times on 50% shooting. So if you're telling me she shoots less than 50%, which I think will happen, she's not going to hit this. Then you add on top of that, defense should be at a premium for this game with how much both teams needs to win to improve their playoff standings. I think we see a slow, low-scoring, defensive battle. So give me her under. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for me in this video. Maybe tomorrow we finally go positive in the WNBA. With this 50% tonight, I feel a little better. But this is now 4 WNBA videos in a row where I have not gone positive. That is not good. All right, appreciate y'all watching. I will catch you in the next video. Peace.